How's it going, everyone? Um, yeah, welcome back. Been gone for a while. Since May, it seems. Been working on a lot of different things, and yeah, just happy to try to come back and talk with you guys about a lot of different things. I am still working on the book. Had some, I wouldn't say misunderstandings, but like kind of was looking at what was going on with the book and thought that I had ordered it. Thought I was done some time ago. And basically, the company was like trying to tell me of some issues. I just didn't notice those at the time until way later. But, because of that, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and basically fix those things so that I can proceed with the best stuff I can. Because, even though some of my artwork may be some of the artwork may be old, I still want it to be a good representation of my actual art. And I kind of want you to be able to focus on the story, you know. And because of that, um, I'm gonna go ahead and do it the right way and get that stuff out of the way, so I don't have to focus on it. But but yeah, the book, in my opinion, looks really nice. There's some small things I would like to change, but I'll probably, improve the next book I try and do. So I'll worry about that type of stuff later. If anyone's new here, I work on this comic called The Divinity, um, inspired by manga and any other type of dope comics that I like in the action, adventure, fantasy realm. Um, and I posted on like Tapas and um, webtoons and things of that nature. So if you're interested, be sure to go check that out. Pretty sure I have links below, video and everything. But yeah. Thought I'd do a quick stream today because it's been a while and I finally have time to try and do one. So here we are. It's a good thing to also kind of like keep up with you guys and tell you guys what I'm up to and see what you guys are up to. Kind of like making this up from my head somewhat. Um, should be just looking at a reference. But I've been watching the Ahsoka series. For those who don't know, I really like that character in Star Wars. Um, she might be my favorite character at this point. Um, her depiction in the show is pretty decent, I'd say, for her later years, for her becoming even more wise and still having enough where though she needs more character development here and there. So I'm intrigued with where the show's gonna go, and I'm up to date. But I really want to know where they're gonna go with this finale. I'm a little puzzled as to why they pushed everything to the last episode like they did, but you know, it makes sense in a business sense, but not much in like a, you know, it's not something I would like to do, you know. And the weird part is also it's like it's trying to mix a certain amount of elements of like other shows as far as like how successful they were, and it also is trying to merge the feeling of like Clone Wars and Rebels together. It's hard. So it's difficult to beat that in my opinion. As far as like I think Clone Wars is fantastic. The writing is really decent and it gets better and better the more it goes. By the time you hit like season 7, you've already had a bunch of really good developments, really good writing and everything. And the action's pretty decent too. It's very fluid, you know. Um so to try and get like that type of fighting in there as well, yeah, it might be kind of difficult. The character I want to see the most of, as far as action stuff goes, is probably Sabine, but Sabine's a little bit disappointing at this point right now. Um, Not necessarily because of like her portrayal of like the actress or anything. More so just being like, oh, okay, like in the story right now, she just can't do all the cool stuff that I would want her to do because like, you know, they didn't give her that in the story. Not just yet anyway. But I'm like, you know, at the same time, I'm like, oh man, like things are ramping up in the story. Like we need some extra help here and there, you know. Um, I wonder if like Sabine could be I wonder if the Mandalorian will ever come back into the fold. I'm assuming he will when Filoni's movie comes into fruition, probably after this season. But I don't know. She seems like a cool character. Want to see more of her. But what they have in store for her, I'm not sure because she kind of keeps putting, she kind of keeps getting these situations where it's like, if she was trained better, that situation, even if she lost, wouldn't be so bad. To whereas though the second time she fought that person or whoever, it would be more like her fight. So we could allow her to like win the second fight or something there. But every time she's like right now she's put in a situation where as though she can't win that fight that they keep putting her in. And you kind of just always know the outcome each way. And because of that, um, you know, that's when things get a bit difficult. I do like that in the second fight she ended up using more of her Mandalorian wits than her Jedi ones. You know, she's using her armor. Because I guess in the first fight she didn't have the armor on. Oh, technically it's been 2 fights, haven't it? Yeah, first fight, then there was second fight in the forest, and then there was a third fight just now. You know, each one she lived through, so it's always good. That's, I mean, it's really crazy to think about, but yeah, she lived through all of those fights. There we go. That's a better reference. Aha. See what I'm doing wrong now. Going too far over on one of these. I still think that the Star Wars aesthetic is like really good. It's not like my favorite thing ever, but it's up there with being like pleasant to look at, you know. The backgrounds, character designs, the armor, all of that good stuff. The only problem, I guess, with some of the Star Wars stuff is just like it's like only fun to like live in if like you're some sort of raider or person who's hunting down other people. Like doesn't seem like is there amusement parks in Star Wars? Like when you know in a place where they're not warring all the time, you know, makes you wonder. Is there fun to be had in that universe, like actually in it, or is there just wars? Because if there's just wars, then yeesh. Mm-mm. Never feel like I'm doing these torsos justice. I think the armor might be just too long here, which is kind of funny because like, why wouldn't you want it to be come down a bit longer there? Just looking at it like, why isn't it as long as I'm drawing it? What's the design there? Hmm. So I don't really have a good photo of this panel that's on her arm, but I'm trying to see something here. I don't know how much I've butchered her hair. Oh wow, they actually went a different direction with where her part is in her hair. Like switched it up. That's pretty good. But yeah, I kind of want to see more of Sabine because like, you know, she's obviously a Mandalorian, but also she has she has a really dope master, you know, she has a really dope teacher. Um so, you know, if we get to see another Mandalorian be able to use the Force and have their armor, because it's like, you know, Mandalorians literally have a really bad you know, past when it comes to the Jedi. Their armor is literally built to, take out Jedi and stuff like that. And then the clone troopers with the whole Mace Windu stuff, and them going into like how they ended up using, the clones or whatever as their army. There's a lot of history there essentially. But I still think that like if a lot of this stuff comes down to like balance, I mean, sure, you could say there's a right and wrong of the balance and how they're supposed to do something, but at the same time it's like, nah, like let's mix some stuff up. That could be fun. We've we've seen these per Jedi stay at the temple and be like these monk-like characters. Kind of seen all of that already. We've seen the problems with it. Let's have some characters kind of mix some stuff up and get a Jedi who chooses not to be a Jedi, quits being it, gets to be her own thing. You got Sabine, who's a Mandalorian, getting trained by a ex, Jedi who didn't complete their training, but still one of the best teachers probably, or could be. I think a lot of interesting directions for that stuff to go into, but it's up to them to take things in that direction. Guess this aspect up here is supposed to be loose. You get a better photo with more uh, going on with the reference and such. Oh, there we go. It's different angles of this. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, I hope the finale is worth it though. Um, some aspects feel a little rushed here and there, but for the most part, I like the direction they're going in. I didn't know too much about this Ezra guy until more so recently, but you know, he looks alright. He looks cool. See, she has more of her forehead showing here. Where does she keep her lightsaber? Is it like on the side? Hmm. Now to go backwards. Can you do that? I don't have to. Trying to find that one picture I had. Hmm. Is classical music, or a lot of the ones that I'm listening to, feel very calming. Just don't like my practice today. Usually I do these little, these circle joints. I think I picked it up easily. Well, not easily. I picked it up from, I think his name is Peter Hahn. And he was doing like these, I don't know, I think it was like 7, 8, almost 10 years ago. He was on like a chalkboard kind of explaining like dynamic sketching or something like that. It's going over like these basic ways that they would like practice. I kind of brought that over to like practicing like almost every day. I would do like a couple lines or whatever. I feel like it helps with like the precision of drawing on a screen, while also allowing me to be like, okay, I know I could get really precise if I wanted to. So I allow myself to be a little bit more loose when I need to, because I know I can tighten up. It's a really good line exercise. Being more intentional with your mark making, essentially. I usually, sometimes I save them, sometimes I just delete them though, because they're just means to an end type thing. Don't really know where I would like to attach like the lightsaber and whatnot. I don't think she really needs it right now. I would assume it should be hanging off of her bag or one of her loops here. I think that's where I kind of can see it attached in this picture. Hmm, I think that's pretty fun. Very sketchy. But yeah, I think that her fighting style is cool. I just I just think to myself, I guess I don't know enough about the character, but I'm like, how good is she just as a Mandalorian? Because I get it, fighting a Jedi is, well, it's different. She don't have to fight them like a Jedi. You fight them with whatever you have, you know, or anybody with a freaking lightsaber, right? Now that she has her armor on, she can do a lot more. She's got her guns, she's got her armor. It keeps them at bay, but I don't know. Then again, now she has the freaking missiles. you know. She has the missiles and everything, the rockets, the explosives or whatever, the guns, and the armor, and the saber. I think if only she had a little bit of force. If she had a little bit of force, she got the flamethrower too. So it's just like if Sabine actually trains, like imagine if during this time skip 10 years, she actually trained under Ahsoka. I mean, I get it. We wouldn't really have such a big problem. Sabine would have probably took out, the person who attacked her. Be trying not to spoil, her in like the first first episode or second episode. Like it wouldn't have really been such a hassle. Or she would have just, made her flee immediately, so that she would have been like, all right, well, I can't beat her in no straight up fight. Um, but I guess that doesn't do much for the plot. So I guess I'm just like, I want to see more, uh, dope Mandalorian action outside of the Mandalorian, from another show at the same time. But it's like she didn't even have to be that good. She could have just at least been better than basic, because it feels like with the lightsaber she's just very basic. But when I think about it, it's like, what's gonna happen between this season and next season? Is that basically them trying to give us a ground floor to kind of work with from that? Because I don't really see a reason for her not to have been training somewhat, you know? Maybe she's been, she understands her Mandalorian training, but when it comes to the lightsaber stuff, it's just like, you know, she's not really all there when it comes to that. 2 straight on here. I guess it's just how that goes there. Okay. Okay, I think I got like the base somewhat down now. One of the most difficult things when it comes to like setting up a drawing is not falling into wanting to essentially start on the shadows immediately. I always have to like just be like, no, we gotta wait until we get everything set up first. Because then you end up doing work for nothing. Because, you know, you didn't need to go over there. Just had to get everything else set up first. Which, you know, can be done very loosely. Hmm. Hmm. That was kind of fun. Hmm. Okay, so it's asymmetrical then. No, this is the top one. Okay, so it's basically around here. And then this one should be this big thing here. Okay, so I'll just plop it over here. Yeah, it definitely feels off a bit. Hmm. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff that I'm working on. Like actually, like not a joke, not a ruse or anything. Been trying to get more eyes on the Divinity as as a comic. So I've been posting it to a lot of places where you can post work for free. I'll make a big list about that later, but so far, um, making sure to I'm gonna get back to like Tapas and Webtoon, but honestly, right now they're not easy they're not easy to get a lot more traction on your work unless you're publishing a new series itself. If your series just isn't pulling in its own amount of views, then they don't really try to promote you or something like that. So where I am right now with Webtoon is where I am. That is the platform you choose to read it on, that's fine. I'm going to try and post it to many other free places, so be on the lookout. But at the same time, I'll give you guys an update when I make another stream. And I'll probably end up taking this video and posting it on YouTube. So YouTube, if you guys are seeing this, then yeah, I went through with that and popped it on there. But also, if you guys want to share, feel free to share the comic. Definitely appreciate that. Um, what else? Still working on the book. I have a few more things to do. The main problem was there were some areas didn't go all the way over to bleed. If you guys know about making books and comic stuff, then you know exactly what bleed is. But essentially an area, I believe it's right before the trim, and some things didn't go all the way up to there, so they were trying to tell me before I pressed the button to allow me to print the book, hey, you know, if you see these mistakes, they're your fault, not ours, type thing, which totally understand. And some of those I definitely do want to change. Some other ones I don't care for, but like I said, I want to make sure that it's the best possible reading experience and representation of my work, so that instead of people going, "Oh man, this thing stuck out to me," and I go, "Oh, what's the thing that stuck out to you? I really would love to talk to you about my book and the story that I wrote." And they go, "Yeah, this thing just didn't go to the edge and had my OCD spiked, and I just couldn't finish your comic." So like, you know, and I'd just be like, "Oh man." And you would think maybe it's just one person, but no, there's definitely people out there who, that would affect them. Shoot, stuff like that affects me as well. So I want to make sure it's the best representation of that, get it as close to the edge as I possibly can, and then just press the button, and then it'll be ready. I'm also working on a website so that I can finally start putting up my work so that everyone can check it out. And it'll be like a little central hub for everyone to, come through and check out my work and check out what I'm up to. And I'll make sure that there's probably going to be a comment section and possibly the easiest way to read in decent quality. And I'm getting ready to come back and start posting even more things on Patreon and things of that nature. So I'm working on a lot of things, but family first. So I got to take care of other things right now. But look out for another stream. I'm pretty sure I can do more streams like this, um, if things go well each day. So can't say I'll do it every single day, but I'm gonna do it several times a week, at least 2 times a week. That's what I think I can do. So, thanks so much, everyone who stopped by and anyone who's checking out the VOD. I appreciate it. This is Altro, and I'm out.